Hey, I'm Chris with How to Politics. Y'all, capitalism is great. We've gotten a lot of good stuff out of it. But one of the consequences of capitalism is that there's always some margin of workers injured, sick, laid off who can't work, but they still have to eat. And so, ever since the Great Depression, America has had systems to help prevent people from starving because America is decent and gracious and civilized and generous. That means SNAP, which is what it's called, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or food stamps, is really important. It's a program that gives people money they can only spend on food and like a small amount of money. It averages $187 a month so that people don't starve. It's only usable for food. The people who use it are working people who are dealing with job loss, people with disabilities, young parents with kids. There's a critical system to make it so that Americans have food to eat. 1 in 8 Americans uses SNAP. 40 plus million people rely on SNAP to put food on the table in America. So anyway, SNAP is administered at the federal level by USDA. Back in May, like most reasonable people, the USDA and the White House saw this shutdown coming. So the White House, through the Office of Management and Budget, told USDA, hey, those contingency funds that you have on hand for emergencies, use those in case of a shutdown in order to supplement the benefit shortfall. Now, all of a sudden, that benefits are about to expire, USDA says, we changed our mind. We can't do it anymore. We have a lawyer who's come up with a legal argument for why we can't do it now. The only change is purely for politics. That's it. They did it because they know it will hurt people, and they want to use hurting people as leverage against the Democrats. That's all. That's all. Their argument now is that the contingency funds can only be used when money has been appropriated that isn't enough to cover the funds, which, if that sounds crazy, it's because it is. This is exactly like if you have an emergency savings account that you set aside just in case your paychecks don't cover all of the food or the bills in a month. It's a supplement. It's in case your paychecks don't cover the whole month. So then you get laid off, and then you say to yourself, well, I can't use my emergency savings account because it was designed for when paychecks don't cover the whole month. And I'm not getting paychecks, so I can't use it now. That's insane. It's obviously ridiculous logic, but they got some lawyer to write some memo that says that. And so now USDA says they're not going to use those monies to pay for benefits for people. And as a result, people are going to go hungry. As a result, people are going to starve. So let's talk about the politics of it. The politics of it should be pretty obvious. Pending a change in the filibuster rules, Democrats have all the leverage in the shutdown. Democrats get to decide when the shutdown ends and why. The administration, as I just laid out, has all the money to pay the hungry people. That's all. This is strong-arm politics. Democrats shouldn't give in, shouldn't overreact. They're not helped by outside groups like the American Federation of Government Employees that says, both parties have made their point, as though making the point is the idea. First of all, it's the same kind of left side short-sightedness that led Arab Americans in Dearborn to swing towards Trump, a group that said they felt vindicated when Trump won. How's that going? How's that working out for you? That's the same kind of short-sightedness that leads people not to understand that Democrats are the party that support the things that they want to happen. Whether you support it or not, that's what's in Democrats' best interests. It's also duplicitous. Say the shutdown ends. In 5 minutes, that same group would be out with a statement complaining about how Obamacare subsidies are expiring and healthcare premiums are going through the roof, and if only the elected leaders of this country would do something about it. This is the richest nation in the history of human civilization. Even Josh Hawley and 10 Republicans in the Senate get it. Democrats have a bill. States have sued. This is an obvious win for anyone who wants people not to starve. The bottom line on the politics is this: Trump has all the money to pay for SNAP now. Republicans control the Congress and the White House. Remember when Trump won the election? Everybody was really happy and proud that Trump won the election. Yeah, that means it's his responsibility to make sure people don't starve on his watch. Pure and simple. If you watched this deep into the video, thank you. Appreciate it. I hope you'd consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chris with How to Politics.